So I'll go ahead and select the empty for the jet, and I'll go ahead and just set up that initial frame. So again, we want to go over to frame 100 right here, and we'll go ahead and move this all the way over here, get that in the frame, something like this, and then kind of get it right there. Again, the biggest tip through these is, this is going to be a lot of tweaking, so definitely don't try to follow along the video. Follow along with the screenshots, and they'll make it a lot easier because we'll have a lot more of the final settings in there. So I'm going to go ahead and make my position right here. So it's right at the start. I'll do I, location and rotation. And then we'll go to 159 and we'll bring it all the way over there. So we'll bring it all the way to the end right there. I, location, and I, rotation. So we can go ahead and play this back now and kind of see, okay, the very first thing we want to tweak is we want to get that jet going pretty fast from start to finish. So if we just simply go to our object and we'll go to our Y location here, what I'm going to do is select these and go ahead and right click and do interpolation, do linear. So that it's not going to speed up or speed down as it goes, right? And at this point, we're kind of just tweaking the camera so we can go ahead and turn back on the object constraint so that we can feel some of that shakiness going. Not too bad. If we want to kind of zoom in on the focal length a little bit, we can do that. So maybe we'll do something like 130 to zoom in a little bit more so we can see that a little bit better. Not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and tweak the jet a little bit more. I'm going to push that all the way towards the end. At this point, we can just take these keyframes and I can just move them around, right? So if I want to make it go further, go faster, all I got to do is tweak this around. And what I'm doing here is simply selecting this and then hitting Y so that it snaps on that keyframe or on that frame that we keyframe it on. There we go. We'll go ahead and block in that barrel roll. So we'll say somewhere right around frame 107. We'll just go ahead and do another I insert rotation. And then we'll go ahead and just isolate our rotation keyframes here. We'll just isolate Y for right now. View this, and then what we can do here is simply just come in here and drag this down. We'll do something like, we can actually just kind of come in here and rotate this around. So if we want to spin it that way or the other way. So go ahead and spin it this way. I'm going to essentially do one full spin and then 1/4 spin. We'll leave it off right there. And then of course we need to commit this keyframe. So we'll just do I rotation. I'll go ahead and hit home over my graph editor so I can see this a little bit more. And then what we want to do here is select all of this and then just go and right click and do Bezier to kind of get that a little bit of a smoother transition. And then of course this last frame, we want this to feel like it's continuing to spin as it go out. It doesn't stop. So we'll just arch this up just like that. So now the entire shot's blocked in, so we just need to finesse it a little bit.